There we are. Alright guys, welcome back to Hallways of the Dead. Now, let's see. We were right... Say for now. Yeah, we were right about to go into the student council, which I'm not looking forward to because I have zero charisma. So let's join the class council. Oh man, I can already see where this is gonna go. Confused, skeptical, intense, and just hateful. Okay. I forgot you can't see my mouse cursor. I was pointing at their faces. Oops. The classroom is dim. The windows covered with paper and desks stacked high against the door. The smell of sweat and fear clings to the air. But there is order here. Rows of students huddled together, watching with wary eyes. Deborah leads Yumi to the front of the room, her voice steady, though her hands still tremble. This is Yumi. She made it this far on her own. I trust her. At the center of the room sits four figures, the one holding the fragile authority of Class 2C. Deborah joins them, and they're introduced one by one. Oh boy. Hana, petite girl, clutching her sleeves, her shoulders trembling even as she tries to meet Yumi's gaze. I can guess pretty much which one that is up there. Natsuko. Again, sorry if I'm not saying these right. The class representative, her expression cold and unreadable, arms folded as if the outside world has not shaken her resolve. Arata, tall and broad-shouldered, his school jersey torn, muscles tense, as if ready to fight off death itself. The famous basketball player now carries himself like a shield. Yuto, hunched over a dim laptop, his glasses slipping down his nose as he types endlessly, muttering about notes, plans, and perhaps escape. Deborah, her calm presence masking the exhaustion in her face. They form a fragile council, the ones the others look to for decisions. Their eyes all settle on Yumi. Natsuko speaks first, her voice sharp and businesslike. Deborah vouches for you. That is enough for now, but we need information. Arata leans forward, his hands gripping his knees. What is happening out there? How bad is it? Hana bites her lip, whispering so softly Yumi almost misses it. Did you see anyone else alive? Yuto adjusts his glasses, not looking up from his screen. Data matters, numbers, routes, supplies. Tell us what you know. 5 pairs of eyes bore into her, desperate and expectant. For a moment, Yumi feels the weight of the room pressing down on her, the fear of dozens of students condensed into the silent plea of these 5. Excuse me. Focus on the plague origins, focus on escape routes, focus on the situation of other survivors, focus on zombies' characteristics, focus on what she found out about the infection. Interesting. I think that might be whose good graces I get into here, what I choose. I mean, they're not really going to give a crap over the plague origins. Escape routes, there are probably not really any at the moment. Characteristics. Let's see. Situation of other survivors. Possibly. Yumi steadies her voice, though her chest feels heavy. The school is dying, she begins. Every corner I have seen is worse than the last. Everywhere I went, I only found bodies or worse. Her words draw a hush over the room. Dozens of frightened faces turn towards her, their wide eyes fixed on her every word. Oh, that might not have been the best thing to go with. Some students are still alive, Yumi continues, but they are trapped, hiding behind barricades, too scared to come out. I heard voices in classrooms, but no one would open their doors. They're just waiting until the noise outside finds them. She lowers her gaze at the floor. The survivors are scattered, alone, starving, and no one is coming to save them. Every day the barricades get weaker. Every minute there are fewer of us left. Okay, this has been not even like an hour. They're acting like they've been trapped in here for days. A silence follows, deep, suffocating. Hana covers her mouth, stifle her sobs, shoulders trembling. Harada's jaw clenches, his knuckles pressing white against the floor. Natsuko keeps her arms crossed, her eyes sharp, though her rigid stillness betrays the fear in her. Yuto types in silence, capturing every word, but his hands shake with each keystroke. Deborah finally speaks, her voice soft but trembling. So we are all that is left. The truth hangs heavy in the room. Survivors are not living anymore. They're only delaying their turn to die. Check the 5 students' reactions. The classroom falls silent after Yume's explanation. Dozens of frightened faces turn to the 5 at the room, waiting for someone to speak. It is Deborah who rises first, her voice trembling at the edges, but her eyes burn with determination. We cannot just sit here while others are trapped, she says, scanning the room. I have seen it, voices behind doors, hands banging on walls. They're still alive out there. If we stay locked inside, we abandon them. We need to organize rescue teams. If we are smart and careful, we can reach them, bring them here, and make this class stronger together. Her words stir a murmur of hope, fragile but real. But the other council members quickly respond. Hana shakes her head so hard her hair whips across her face. No, it's too dangerous. If we go out there, we will end up just like them. We should stay hidden, barricade tighter, and pray for rescue. Going out is suicide. Natsuko leans back in her chair, her arms crossed. Her tone is sharp, almost scornful. Sentiment will not save us, Deborah. More bodies just mean more mouths to feed, more panic, more chaos. We should stabilize what we have. Discipline and structure first. Anything else is madness. Harada slams his fist against the desk, the sound making several students flinch. Rescue? Forget that. We need to fight. We lure one in, crush it, then train together warriors strong enough to carve a path through the school. That is how we survive. Yuto adjusts his glasses, never lifting his gaze from the glow of his laptop. Data says otherwise. Moving in groups multiplies risks. The longer we linger outside this room, the greater the chance of infection. Escape is the only rational option. Calculating routes, avoiding direct conflict, anything else is wasted time. The voices rise, a storm of clashing visions. Save everyone, fight back, tighten order, or escape by calculation. They all have their point. Finally, Deborah looks back to Yume. Her expression is fragile but hopeful. You've seen the school, you know more than anyone else. Tell us, what do you think we should do? Yume feels the weight of their stares. The truth claws at her chest. Rescuing others is noble, but it will spread them too thin. Fighting head-on is suicide. Discipline and waiting will only delay death. Cold logic alone cannot break the horde. Her only real chance is her own plan, to create a distraction, break through the main gate, and escape before it's too late. But unless she convinces at least 3 of the 5 to follow her, the council will splinter and Class C will collapse into chaos. Okay, so I need people who are willing to go out. So Deborah wants to go out to help other people. Yuto wants to go out just to escape. And it's Harada, I believe, it's the jock who wants to go out and fight. So those 3 I should definitely be able to probably convince. Start with... Jesus Christ, is that what he really looks like? Yume steps forward, her fist clenched, her voice sharp. You think brute force will save you? I have fought them too. I know what it takes. If If you throw yourself at the horde, you will just get torn apart. But if you put your strength into holding the line while we force the gate, we can make it. That is real power. That is survival. The room falls into uneasy silence. All eyes on Arata. For a moment, it seems her words might reach him. But then he laughs, a low, bitter chuckle that grows into full grin. Arata shakes his head, his muscles flexing as he stands to his full height. You think you can tell me how to fight? You've been running, hiding. I can see it in your eyes. You survived by luck, not strength. He leans down, glaring into her face, his voice like a growl. I do not follow cowards. When I fight to win. And I will win by tearing them apart, not by hiding behind some desperate plan. The tension in the room spikes. Some students cheer softly at his bravado, others look away in fear. One thing is clear, Arata will not be swayed. Yume steps back, her chest tight. Her words failed, but Arata is lost to his own reckless pride, and the class grows more divided. Well, shit. Well, Yudo wants to escape, so... Yudo's hands tremble as he adjusts his glasses, his voice sharp and frantic. The infection is alien. It's unstoppable. The only rational solution is to burn it all. Burn the school, burn us, so the world survives. The room recoils at his words, a murmur of fear spreading among the students. Yume steps forward, her voice calm but present. You're right about one thing, Yudo. The infection spreads fast, but think. Fire is not containment. It is chaos. He blinks, startled, his fingers hesitating over the keyboard. If we torch the school, we do not just kill ourselves, we blast the infection into the air, into the streets, smoke, blood, ash, all carried on the winds. That will not save the world, that's accelerating the end. Okay, I think each one of them has to do with my... because there's 5, has to do with my attributes. So his is intelligence, and I have 4 intelligence, so let's see if that's enough. The room quiets, students leaning in. Yudo swallows, his eyes narrowing as her logic cuts through his panic. Exactly. So I guess I had strength 3, that's not enough to convince the other guy. You are smart, Yume continues. Smarter than any of us when it comes to data. So use it. Look at the variables. The only controlled solution is escape. We distract the horde, open the gate, and get the cure out of here. Contained, intact, burning everything. That is noise, destruction, and zero containment. Yudo stares at her, his mouth half open, then slowly closes his laptop. His glasses catch the dim light, but this time his voice is quieter. Containment through escape. Controlled variables. Finally he nods. Fine, your plan is logical. I will support it. A ripple of relief spreads through the class. Yume feels the balance shift. One more ally on her side. Okay, so I used intelligence and strength. So I gotta either pick endurance and agility, because if I get the one with charisma, I'm screwed. So let's see. Man, which one? Deborah was for going out. Hana's the one who's scared. She wants to stay put and barricade, so that's probably endurance. So let's see. Nezuko stands with her arms crossed, her gaze sharp as a knife. Your plan is reckless. Survival is not about rushing into danger. It's about structure, order, control. You'll throw this class into chaos. Yume steps forward, meeting her eyes. If we stay here, the barricades will fail. Panic will tear this class apart. The only way to survive is to act together. If we distract the horde and push through the gate, we stand a chance. That is real order. Not Zuko, not sitting here waiting to die. For a moment, the room goes still. Some of the students glance at Netsuko, hope flickering in their eyes. But Netsuko's expression does not waver. She shakes her head. No, discipline is not gambling with everyone's lives. It is rationing food. It is keeping them calm. It is waiting for help until we are strong enough to move. Your plan is not discipline. It is desperation. Her words cut deep. The murmurs in the classroom shift. Some students shrink back into silence, their fragile hope collapsing under their cold authority. Nezuko turns away, her tone final. I will not follow you, and neither should anyone else. Your plan will get people killed. That support fear tightens its grip on the class. Shit, okay. Well, hell with it, let's try Hannah. Yume steps forward towards Hannah, her voice steady but urgent. Hannah, listen to me. If we stay here, the doors will give. The dead will break through. Barricades will not hold forever. The only way is to move. To distract them and force the gate open. That is how we survive. Hannah shakes her head violently, her hair whipping across her tear-streaked face. No, you don't get it, she cries, her voice. The moment we leave this room, they will smell us, hear us, tear us apart. I will not do it. I will not go out there. I think maybe I should have not led with the other survivors. I should probably just talked about the infection, I guess. Like telling them like the stuff that's happened didn't seem like an option that I had. Her voice rises into a scream echoing off the barricaded walls. Several of the other students flinch, their fear rekindled by her panic. Deborah tries to calm her, whispering her name, but Hannah curls into herself, clutching her sleeves so tightly her knuckles turn white. We're going to die if we leave. At least here we have walls. Out there, there's nothing. Council exchanges uneasy glances. Arata scoffs and mutters under his breath, and Zuko frowns, her jaw tight. Yudo smirks bitterly, as if her fear proves his grim theory. Yume steps back, her chest tight. She failed. Yeah, this doesn't bode well. Try to convince Deborah. I mean, Deborah listens to Yume in silence, her expression tight with worry. The room grows quiet, waiting for her answer. Yume's voice steady, her eyes locked on Deborah's. If we do not move now, we will be trapped. The barricades will give sooner or later. My plan can get us out. If we distract the horde and open the main gate, we can survive. It is the only chance we have. Deborah looks back at the frightened students huddled against the walls, some crying, others too numb to react. Her lips tremble as she shakes her head. No, she says softly but firmly, I cannot. Asking them to risk their lives like that, I cannot lead them into the jaws of those things. Maybe you are right. Maybe escape is possible. But if even one of them dies because of me, she swallows hard, her voice shaking, that I will have killed them myself. The students murmur uneasily, some nod with Deborah, clinging to the fragile hope that staying hidden is safer than moving. Deborah lowers her gaze, tears glistening at the corners of her eyes. I am sorry, Yume. I will not stand in your way, but I cannot follow you either. I have to protect them the only way I know how, by keeping them here. The air in the room grows heavier. Yume's words fail. Without Deborah's support, fear digs deeper into the students' hearts, and the fragile unity of class begins to fracture. So, man, I really needed charisma. The one guy probably, obviously, was strength, and the other one was intelligence. Yume finishes laying out her plan, her voice steady despite the weight pressing against her chest. For a moment, the room is silent. Hope flickers faintly in the eyes of the students. Then Natsuko shakes her head. No, too dangerous, too reckless. We can't gamble everyone's lives on one desperate run to the gate. Arata slams his fist against the desk. Exactly. If we're going to move, we move with strength. We lure one of those things in here, crush it, and train together. We'll fight our way out as a unit. That's the only way. Hannah flinches. Hannah, I don't know. Flinches at his words, her voice trembling. No, we'll all be eaten if we leave. The only safe option is to stay barricaded. Deborah stands, torn, her eyes moving from one class to the other. No, we can't just sit here while others are trapped. So they're back to the same thing they did. Olive, you're wrong. We're already infected. If one of us escapes, the world is doomed. The logical option is to destroy the school, burn it, and bury it. And it here. The classroom erupts into chaos. 5 voices pulling in 5 directions, each louder and more desperate than the last. Students whisper nervously, some clinging to Hana's fear, others roused by Arata's bravado, a few swayed by Deborah's compassion, while Yudo's grim proposal spreads threads of dread. Natsuko raises her voice over the storm, her words sharp and final. Yume's plan is rejected. The council will decide on another course. Until then, we hold position. The air thickens with tension. Yume feels her chest tighten. Not only has her plan failed, but now the fragile unity of Class 2C is slipping away. With each passing moment, the voices grow louder, and the class edges closer to tearing itself apart. Follow Deborah's plan? I mean, we might be able to convince other people. That's not a good look. And the shouting quiets. It is Deborah's voice that rises above the council. We can't abandon them. Every student trapped in a classroom, every cry for help we've heard through the walls. They're our friends, our family. If we don't try to save them, then what's the point of surviving? And so the class obeys. Armed with chairs, pipes, and sharpened desk legs, they push into the halls. They break down doors, drag survivors out of barricades, and fight their way through swarms of the dead. For every soul they pull from the jaws of death, another classmate falls screaming, torn to pieces before their eyes. The price is unbearable. By the second night, the rescued are fewer than the saved. Still, Deborah pushes forward, her voice breaking with every order, but never faltering. One more, just one more, and Yume, despite the horror, follows her, because to give up now would mean all the sacrifice was for nothing. But the dead are endless. In the end, only two remain. Yume and Deborah stagger into a storage closet, shoving a cabinet against the door as the moans close in. The small room reeks of dust and blood, and the air heavy with smoke. They collapse side by side, their hands clasped tight. The barricade rattles. Clawed fingers slipped through the cracks. The door begins to splinter. Deborah looks at Yume, her face pale but her eyes steady. We tried, that's what matters. We didn't just wait. We fought for them. Yume nods, tears stinging her eyes, her heart heavy but without regret. Together they squeeze their hands together. Tighter, refusing to let go as the door finally bursts inward and the shadows pour through. There is no victory, no rescue, only the comfort of knowing they tried to do the right thing until the end. Ending 8. Weight of the World. Alright, well. Well, let's try that again. Like I said, last video, the way I distributed my points, I might not be able to actually win at all, so I might have to replay from the beginning. Let's go. Join the council. Yada yada yada. Okay, so if I fail, whatever I chose the first time is what we're gonna do. So let's see. Alright. The Plague Origins, which doesn't seem relevant to us getting out. Escape routes, which is what Yuto seems to be focused on. I think focus on escape routes would be the right course. Yume takes a breath, steadying herself. If we stay here, we will starve or worse. The only way is to get out. I have seen some possibilities, but none are easy. The murmurs fade, all eyes are on her now. The main gate is sealed with a heavy sliding grate. With the right distraction, it could be forced open, but the noise will draw every zombie in the courtyard. It is dangerous but direct. Her voice lowers. There's also the rooftop. If we reach it, we might signal for help, or climb down if we are lucky, but the stairs are infested and the climb itself could be suicide. Finally, she glances towards the council. Vents could be an option. They connect parts of the school. Maybe they lead further out, but they are narrow, claustrophobic, and not all of us could fit. The room sinks into silence. Students whisper nervously, some leaning toward hope, others towards despair. Arata murmurs or mutters. The gate, smashed through, fight our way out. Natsuko shakes her head. Aha, so I got him, pointed in the right direction. Natsuko shakes her head. We have to find a way to save every one of us. Hana shivers. The rooftop, maybe soldiers could see us. Yuto types furiously, eyes fixed on his screen. The vents, low probability, but possible. Deborah looks at Yume, her voice trembling but steady. Whichever path it is, you have seen the most. We will need your judgment. Check the 5 students' reactions. Silence after Yume's words stretches. Heavy enough to crush the room, it is Natsuko who finally stands, her back straight, her arms folded tightly against her chest, her expression. Okay. Natsuko's gaze sweeps across the room. The school is a trap, but it also has exits. We know the main gate, the rooftop, the vents, each one has risks, but each one is possible if we are prepared. What we need is discipline, organization. If we plan an escape route for the entire class, if we move as one, we can break through, not just a handful of us, all of us. She adjusts her glasses and continues, her tone to ice cold. That means rationing supplies, choosing the strongest to defend the weak, and establishing order before panic tears us apart. If anyone hesitates when the time comes, we all die, so we prepare now. Her words ripple through the students like electricity, some wide-eyed with hope, others pale with dread, the thought of moving through the halls again. Arata growls, pounding a fist against the desk. Order will not save us when they're tearing through the doors. We need warriors, not schedules. Lana shakes her head violently. No, we will be eaten if we leave. We should stay here and wait for rescue. Yudo mutters, typing frantically on his laptop. Finally, someone is thinking logically. Escape is viable. But her model is flawed. Too many variables. The class as a whole lowers the survival odds. Smaller groups are more efficient. Deborah frowns, torn between them all. But if we leave anyone behind... The storm of voices builds again, each council member pulling the class in a different direction. Yume feels the weight pressing down on her. Mitsuko's plan has authority, but it risks everything on orders and order and numbers. To ensure survival, Yume must win at least 3 of them over to her own plan, using distraction and the main gate as their escape, before the room splinters and everyone is doomed. Alright, so... I don't know if it matters which one I do first. It might. So, she wants to escape. Let's go with her. Mitsuko stands with her arms crossed, her gaze sharp as a knife. Your plan is reckless. Survival is not about rushing into danger. It's about structure, order, control. You will throw this class into chaos. Is this the same thing we said before? Yes, it is. Shit. Okay, well, let's try to convince Arata. Yeah, it's the same shit. Okay. I said, I don't think we're gonna have this one. Yep. So the plan is sound, but will it actually work? Because... Yep. Do. So it seems like I need high strength, intelligence, and charisma to actually make a difference in this. Okay. We can't gamble. Everyone's lives are desperate under the gate. Russ slams his fist and says, okay, it's the same crap as before. Alright. Follow Nezuko's plan. I mean, hey, that looks better. The council bends to Nezuko's cold authority. We won't waste lives on reckless gambles. We'll move with discipline, with order. If we act as one, we can escape. And so they prepare. For hours, Class 2C gathers supplies, bottles, sticks, scraps of cloth for torches. Nezuko sketches diagrams, setting roles and commands, drilling the terrified students until their panic bends into obedience. At last, she gives the signal, and together they march towards the front gate. The barricade looms before them, the heavy grate, their only path to freedom. The plan is simple. Half the class will create noise, banging pipes, smashing... Well, this is exactly what we were trying to do anyway, right? Creating a distraction. Smashing glass, lighting torches to lure the zombie toward the far wings of the school, while the others slip through the gates behind Natsuko's direction. At first it works. The halls echo with the racket, the air shuddering with the sound of dozens of students pounding metal and shouting at the top of their lungs. The dead turn, shuffling towards the chaos, leaving the courtyard clear. For a fleeting moment, hope flares. But the sound carries too far. From every corridor, from every scattered or shattered window, more zombies pour in. Dozens, then hundreds, drawn by the overwhelming din. The distraction becomes a beacon, the lure pulling the horde from every corner of the school straight towards the gate. The main hallway erupts into hell. The dead swarm the students, crashing into their lines, tearing them apart. Even as Natsuko screams for order, her hand signals are swallowed by chaos, her carefully drawn plans shredded in seconds. The noise that was meant to save them has doomed them all. Yume fights to follow her, ducking low, shoving forward towards the gate, or the grate. She catches one last glimpse of Natsuko's face, eyes wide with desperation, her cold mask shattered, the crushing realization of her failure burning in her gaze. Then the horde closes in, clawed hand sees Yume, dragging her down into the screaming, tearing darkness. Her last sight is of Natsuko crushed beneath the swarm, her notebook falling uselessly to the blood-soaked ground. The class that had moved as one is silenced as one, their cries drowned beneath the endless moans of the dead. I like that. Ending 10, roll a stealth check. Yeah, I got a feeling none of these are gonna work. Alright. I mean, the one guy's plan is to just freaking kill everybody. Alright. Let's see. I don't know how that is going to help anything. Yume steadies her breath, forcing her thoughts into order. I have close enough to see them and see how they move, to understand a little about them. She says quietly. The room grows still. They're slow and wandering, but the moment they catch sight of you or even hear the faintest sound, they surge forward with terrifying speed, like something inside them wakes up. She shivers. Once they lock onto you, they do not stop. They do not get tired. They do not give up. Her gaze drifts towards the barricaded door. They hunt in groups. When one finds prey, it screams, and the others follow the sound. That is how some of the school's common place is filled so fast. They drag each other forward, or each other towards the living. She clenches her fists. They do not think, not like us, but there is something worse. They remember places. The courtyard, the canteen, the gym. They gather there, circling like they know where humans once hid. It is like some echo of memory draws them back. Natsuko narrows her eyes, silent but attentive. Yuto types rapidly, muttering about patterns and sound triggers. Harada's fist flex, as if itching to test his strength against them. Hana whimpers, clutching her sleeves, while Deborah simply watches Yume, her face pale but calm. The room hangs heavy with silence after Yume finishes speaking. Dozens of frightened eyes turn from her to the five figures at the center. It is Harada who breaks the quiet, his voice booming with confidence. Then it is simple, he declares, rising to his feet. His tall frame looms over the others, his fist clenched with restless energy. If they hunt in packs, we need to fight in packs. Lure one aside, crush it, and learn how to kill them. Then we train, a group of warriors strong enough to sweep the school clean. It is our home, we take it back. A few students murmur in awe, others in fear. The idea sparks fire, but also dread. Hana shakes her head violently, her voice trembling. No. Yeah. She glances at Yume, her voice... Alright. I got a feeling it's going to be the same thing. So if I had, like, really high strength or something, I could have probably just escaped on my own already. I'm sure that's probably one of the endings. Okay. Probably the same things. Desperation, yeah, I know. I'm not strong enough to convince him. I wonder if there are other places I could have went before I came in here. Okay. Yeah, so I need at least 4 intelligence to get him on my side. Alright. Yes, same things. We're gonna follow Arata's plan. Yeah. Council breaks under the weight of fear, but Arata's booming voice cuts the chaos. We don't wait, we don't hide, we fight. We'll train, we'll become warriors, and we'll take this school back. And for a time it works. The strongest students rally to his side. Pipes, brooms, or broom handles, chair legs, anything heavy becomes a weapon. Under Arata's iron will, they drill in the halls, striking together, covering each other, moving as one. Against scattered zombies, their strength is terrifying. For the first time, the survivors feel the heat of courage over the chill of despair. Hope carries them as far as the gym. The wide doors creak open, and there he waits, Professor Gonzalo. Once their towering gym teacher, now twisted into something inhuman. His massive frame bulges with unnatural muscle. His skin torn and rotten, yet pulsing with grotesque strength. His roar shakes the rafters, louder than anything they have faced. The battle is slaughter. Arata swings his pipe, shattering skulls, his voice thundering like with defiance, but Gonzalo tears through the students like paper, his fists crushing, his strength unstoppable. One after another falls, screams silenced by broken bones and rending flesh. The floor is slick with blood, the air choking with death. Yume stumbles back, her vision swimming, her heart pounding as the warriors crumble. The hope Arata forged shatters in seconds. Then she sees him, Arata bloodied but unbroken, standing against Gonzalo alone. His body shakes, his breath ragged, yet he plants himself between the monster and what remains of his classmates. Run, he roars, his final act, defiance itself. The sound of bones snapping drowns his voice as Gonzalo's claws tear him apart. The last thing Yume sees before darkness swallows her is Arata's body collapsing beneath the weight of his fallen teacher. His final stand, a fleeting ember in the endless horror. Nemesis. I guess I'm just getting the various bad endings here. So that was 8, 9, and 10, right? I assume if I go with Hana's, it's basically just sitting there and starving to death, waiting for help that never's going to come, and the other guy's is basically just suicide. Let's see if I can get through these. Alright. The plague origins. The infection. It's probably siding with the... with Yudo. Alright, Yume takes a steadying breath, feeling the weight of every eye on her. I have found things, she begins, her voice slow firm, about how this started, about how it spread. She explains what she uncovered, how the principal returned from his camping trip near Mount Fuji, speaking of strange dreams and sickness after eating a fish from a secluded lake, how his condition worsened, nightmares of rotting flesh haunting him until He began coughing blood, how he locked down the school, calling an emergency meeting of the teachers. She tells them about Professor Emmett, his desperate experiments, and the note he left behind that everyone was already infected, that simply being in the same room as someone carrying the sickness is enough to spread it, and that every teacher and every student has already been exposed during meetings, classes, assemblies. Bites make it faster, Yume finishes, her voice trembling, but even without being bitten, after a month, maybe less, everyone turns. A silence descends, heavy and suffocating. Anna begins to cry quietly, pressing her face into her hands. Arata clenches his fists, his knuckles white, muttering curses under his breath, and her expression does not falter. Her jaw clenches, but her jaw tightens, her eyes narrowing as though calculating. Yuto types furiously, his glasses glinting in the dim light, capturing every word. Deborah places a hand on Yume's arm, steady but shaking. So it is already inside us, Nezuko says at last, her voice like ice. No one argues, no one can. The truth settles like a shadow over the room. All right. I cannot do it. If what she said is true, if we all are already infected, there is nothing out there but death. Every hallway is crawling with them, every corner screams. We will die the moment we step outside. Her voice cracks, tears streak down her cheeks as she continues louder than this. We cannot risk it, we should stay here. Shut the doors, push more desks against them, cover the windows. If we wait, someone will come. The army, the police, someone has to notice. They will save us. She collapses back into her chair, hiding her face in her trembling hands. It is the only way. It is the only chance we have. The council reacts instantly. Rada slams his fist against his chair. Hide, that's not survival. It's waiting to be slaughtered. We fight or we're dead already. Barricading is no plan. Yeah. Okay. Same thing. I'm going to seal all their fates. Let's see. Yada yada. I mean, I know. It's going to be the same thing. My stats just will not allow for a good ending. All right. Yeah. Yeah, their final decision, I know. It's gonna be a no. Follow Hannah's plan. Yeah, basically. The council's arguments boil over until Hannah's trembling voice rises above them all. We can't go out there. If we stay quiet, if we stay hidden, we're safe. Someone will come. They have to. And in the end, fear wins. The desks are piled higher, windows sealed tighter, every gap plugged with cloth and broken furniture. Class 2C becomes a coffin of wood and steel, a prison of whispers and prayer. Yume sits with the others in silence, her heart pounding, the weight of their decision pressing on her chest. Hours drag into a day. The air grows heavy and stale. Every sound outside feels closer. Every shuffle of feet, every muffled moan. No rescue comes, no soldiers, no helicopters, just the slow march of hunger and dread. It begins with Hannah. Her coughs grow harsher, her skin clammy and pale. Students crowd around, whispering in panic. When she collapses, Yume rushes forward, only see Hannah's eyes roll back, her mouth gape wide, and a guttural growl rise from her throat. The first to argue for hiding is also the first to turn. Hana lunges at the nearest student, sinking her teeth into flesh as screams erupt in the barricaded tomb. Blood splashes the desks that once promised safety. Panic spreads like fire and dry grass. In the chaos, more begins to collapse. Infected, changing, rising again with blank eyes and gnashing teeth. The classroom becomes a slaughterhouse. Friends devour friends. The barricade rattles under the weight of the feeding frenzy, and Yume's own cries are drowned in the cacophony of tearing flesh. The plan that promised safety ends in tragedy. Class 2C devours itself from within. Every ounce of hope drowned in blood and rot. And in the end, silence returns. Only the dead remain, staggering through the ruins of their own barricade. Their last sanctuary, now nothing more than a feeding ground. Don't open, dead inside. Nice. Alright, let's see what the last one is. Which is basically us just killing ourselves and burning the fucking school down. Alright. Okay, so the plague origins. You may tighten your grip on the desk. That's sneeze. Hold on. Okay. I think it passed. Alright. You may tighten her grip on the desk in front of her, searching for the right words. I found something in the library, in the paranormal section. Students lean forward, their faces pale in the dim light. There was a book, she continues, her voice low. Someone tore through the shelves looking for it. I found it open, covered in blood. It spoke of a virus, something not from here, something alien. A collective shiver runs through the room. Started in water, Yumi says, forcing the words out. Fish were infected first. They went mad, tore each other apart, and died. But death was not the end. Their corpses rose again, attacking the living. A researcher, Professor P. is whatever. Nguyen. I don't know, I tried. Captured them. He studied them for years. The book said he learned the cause, maybe even how to stop it, but the page with his conclusion was ripped out. Whoever searched that section took it. The silence follows, suffocating. Deborah's head covers her mouth, her eyes wide with horror. Hannah shakes her head violently, whispering, "No, no, no." As though denial might erase the truth, Rada slams his fist against the floor, the sound making huddled students jump. Azuko stays rigid, her expression unreadable, but her fingers curl tightly around her skirt. Yudo is already typing furiously, the glow of his laptop reflected in his glasses. Nguyen, he mutters, repeating the name like an incantation. We need more about him, where he worked, where he lived, anything. Yumi's throat tightens. The students wanted hope, but what she has given them is a truth stranger and darker than they imagined, something not born from their world, something they cannot contain. Alright. It's a contamination. Yep. Yudo wants to kill us all. He stands, his hands clutching the edge of his desk, knuckles pale. Do you not see? We have already lost. Every one of us is infected, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it is only a matter of time before this school turns into a nest. If anyone escapes, if any one of us slips through the gates, this infection will spread to the city, to the world. His voice sharpens, rising with a desperate edge. There is only one logical choice. We burn it. Burn the entire school down. And with everyone aside, sacrifice the few to protect the many. If we destroy the source now, maybe we save the world. The words crash over the room like ice water. Hana gasps, covering her mouth, her body trembling. You want us to die, all of us. Harada slams his fist against the floor, his face twisted with rage. You are insane. I will tear apart every last one of them before I let you burn a single student. Azuko's expression hardens, though her voice is measured. That is not logic, Yudo. That is desperation disguised as reason. Deborah shakes her head, her eyes shining with tears. We cannot just throw away lives. These are our friends, our classmates. There has to be another way. Yudo's hands shake as he shouts back, his voice cracking. There is not. This is bigger than us. Do you understand? We are already dead. We cannot let the world follow. The room descends into chaos, fear, anger, desperation, all colliding at once. Students huddle closer, some weeping, others whispering nervously about whether he could be right. Yume feels their eyes turn towards her again. If Yudo's madness spreads, this class will tear itself apart in panic. She knows she must anchor them to her plan, distracting the horde and escaping. Yes, I know. Same thing. We know. For my next build, I think I'm going to go with glass cannon. Where I'm gonna, I guess, endurance and agility are going to be my dump skills. And I'm just going to pour everything into strength, intelligence, and charisma. Where it's like, I got 1 HP, but man, I can kill everything by looking at it. Yes, yes, yes. I know. Too dangerous, too reckless. I mean, you don't have to stand in the fire. There's fear, denial, even rage at first, but in the end, despair twists into resolve. If hope is gone, then sacrifice is all that remains. They move like shadows through the darkened halls, carrying bottles of alcohol from the lab, torn rags, and stolen lighters. Every step costs blood, zombies fall on them in the corridors, teeth tearing, claws raking. Rada fights like a beast, his pipe breaking bones. Deborah drags the wounded to safety until she collapses herself. Hannah screams echo as she is pulled down in the smoke. Yet through the carnage, the flames spread. Curtains, bookshelves, chairs, everything becomes fuel. Soon the fire roars through the school. The heat blistering, the smoke choking. The moans of the dead are drowned out by the crackle of fire as the building becomes an inferno. In their final moments, Yume and the survivors gather in the blazing ruin of Class 2C. The flames lick at their uniforms, smoke sears their lungs. Some cry, some pray, some stare blankly into the fire, too numb for fear. Yuno coughs violently, blood straining his lips. His glasses are cracked, his face slick with sweat. Still, he forces himself upright, clutching his burned laptop to his chest like a holy relic. His last words rasp out between coughs, his voice breaking but defiant. If we die here, then maybe the world lives. This is the only way. His body collapses into the flames, swallowed as the roof caves in. Yume closes her eyes as the fire consumes her too, her last thought not of escape but of hope. That their sacrifice means something. That humanity may yet be spared. The school is gone, so are they. Only the echo of their sacrifice remains. Ending 7, burn them all. Okay, so I think I got, let's see here, let me see, text size, stats, requirements. So, maybe I should turn on stat requirements, but, so I'm pretty sure I got 5 through 10 right there. Let's see. Recording. Well, that's about 53 minutes. Alright, so we got all the bad endings, basically. So, I guess I'll cut it off right here, and next time I'll have to restart from the beginning and see if I can find a build where I can get a happy ending. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.